guys, welcome back to another episode of Level Up Your Leadership with me, John Barrett, your host, your trainer, your friend today. Hey, listen, I want to talk to you about the energy clock. Now, most people, when it comes to productivity, they just think about one thing, and they think about time management. Right? That's the big buzzword when we think about really being productive. We just think about the hours on the clock and we think about how do we do better time management. In fact, there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of books and resources written about time management. Now, time management is great. It's a good thing, but it's not the primary focus of productivity. And I'll tell you why. Because time is not created equal. Think about this. Just because you carve out a block of time on the calendar doesn't mean that you bring your best self to that. It doesn't mean that you're bringing your energy and your focus and kind of in the zone and you're able to get things done and really focus. So just because you carve an hour out on the clock doesn't mean that you're going to be super productive, right? And think about this. If I gave you a task to do, say you're not a morning person, and I gave you a task to do at 8 a.m., and it was super creative, super robust, you had to put a lot of effort and energy into it. If you are not a morning person, you're not going to be in the zone. You're going to be groggy. You're going to wake up. You're going to go, oh, you're going to try to drudge through it until you wake up and get coffee and get alive, so to speak. Now, if you're an afternoon person and you carved out an hour right there at say 3 or 4 in the afternoon, you may bring your best self. You may be like, hey, I'm in the zone getting things done. You get the point. Time is not created equal. It's not. So time management is good, but it's not great. Here's what you've got to focus on, and it's what we call energy management. And energy management is all about understanding all the different peaks and valleys of your day, where your energy is at its highest points right here. And to also be aware of when your energy is at its maybe lowest points of the day. See, highly productive people put more emphasis on energy management than they do time. It's kind of time versus energy. And these have to work together. They've got to make sure that they align together. Because if you carve out this time on the clock, but you don't have the energy where you're at your highest and maybe you're at your lowest down here, you're not going to be productive. In fact, those 60 minutes to get things done are going to feel like an hour and a half, like 90 minutes. But when you are at your high energy and you're focused, you're in the zone, that 60-minute block that you carved out, if it's a high energy block, guess what? You're going to get more done in 60 minutes than you would have in 90 minutes. It's going to feel like a 40-minute block because you're just going to roll. You're going to rock. You're going to be in the zone. Or what Mihai Csikszentmihalyi talked about, the famous psychologist, about in the flow, in the zone where you are just focused and you're getting things done. Now, when I coach people, this is one of the things that we talk about all the time, is energy management over time. Time management's good, but it's secondary to energy management. Now, what I want you to think about is this. When you think about your day, if this is the beginning point of your day and this is the end point of your day. So this is when you wake up and this is when you go to bed, all right? And you are out. Now, what I want you to think about is on this timeline, where does your energy go up and go down? You need to know this about yourself. If you are going to get things done and be highly productive, then you've got to know what your energy clock is. Not just your time clock, but what your energy clock is. And if you'll track this, and if you'll kind of look at how you go about your day, maybe for a few weeks, say, when am I at my best? When do my zones rise up? When do they go into the low zone? When am I just kind of moderate in the middle in that? And you need to know all of this because you need to make sure that what you do aligns with when you do it. Because when what you do aligns with when you do it, you are going to up your productivity. Or if you're not careful, you are not going to be productive. I see a lot of people that they're busy all around the clock. They're doing stuff, but they're all out of sync with their energy. So they're doing their most important tasks and most creative and most robust down here in the low energy zone. And they're just drudging through it. They're just trying to make it happen. And they're stealing, or other people are stealing away their high energy zones. They're giving it away. They're just doing things up here that they should be doing in the middle or down here. You need to save these high points for the most creative, most robust, most focused, analytical task, whatever it is that you do, you need to save those most important tasks for those high energy zones. So you've got to know there's basically 3 levels to this. You've got your high energy. These are the zones that you're at your peak. You need to know when that is. For example, for me, right in the morning, as soon as I wake up and kind of hit the ground, I'm ready to go. I kind of peak out right up there. And then I kind of go down through the day and I'll hit kind of mid-ground and then I'll drop in the afternoon. Oh boy, do I drop, right? I mean, about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if you said take a nap, I'd be out in 5 seconds, right? I'm out. And then I'll pop back up to about medium. I'll hit a little spike before I go to bed, and then I'll start to come down and crash. Now, that's me. Yours may be totally different, but I know that about me. So I save this zone for a lot of my important things that I do. When I'm writing and when I'm working on content and when I'm doing all the things that are really important to create resources, I always do that in the morning. I try to make sure that I have time to read and to grow and develop and do all the things that are necessary for me to create. So what are yours? You've got the high energy, then you've got a moderate energy. That's right here in the middle when you're just kind of in the yellow zone is what we call it. This is the green zone when you're in high energy. Moderate is kind of yellow. And then you need to know where your low zones are, right? Where you're in the red, right? Like stop and you're going down and it's that. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't do anything in your low zones, right? You don't just get to escape life because you're like, you know what? I'm in the low zone today. I'm out. You don't get to do that. But you've got to understand what should you be doing in the low zone. There are things that you can be doing that you just kind of need to survive through that zone, but you get the point. So I want you to think about what's your high, what's your moderate, and what are your low zones with your energy. If you'll start living by the energy clock, and if you'll align this with that, and you'll start carving out time based on your energy, I'm telling you, you're going to up your productivity. You are going to find yourself being more successful, getting more done in a day than most people get done in a week, because you are focused on your energy zone and your energy clock, not just the time clock. All right, I hope this was helpful to you guys. Listen, go to johnbarrettleadership.com for more resources where you can find out all kinds of tips, tricks, hacks, leadership ideas and skills and everything over there. johnbarrettleadership.com. Go check it out. Reach out to us today so we can help take you and your team to the next level.